you come with me to the police. If you tell them what you saw, they can help me.
Well, don't you get it? Police is the ones in on it.
Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the movie Breakdown. Now, this movie came out in 1997. It stars Kurt Russell, Kathleen Quinlan, and J.T. Walsh. The movie is also directed and co-written by Jonathan Mostow. Now, this is one of my favorite movies, a movie I can watch over and over, and have done. I actually caught it late on TV one night one time, and just by chance, and thought, this movie looks really awesome. And it is a really awesome movie. So Kurt Russell and his wife, played by Kathleen Quinlan, Jeff and Amy, they're driving cross country in their new Jeep. So basically they're driving through the desert and the car breaks down. Later you find out it was sabotage at the garage beforehand, but that's another story. So the car breaks down on the side of the road and this truck driver comes by. So basically after some toing and froing, Jeff allows his wife Amy to get into the truck with Red, played by J.T. Walsh. So basically, she's gonna take a short ride with this guy Red in his truck down to the nearest diner just up around the corner, and she's gonna call a tow truck. And basically she says, okay, when you get the car started, I'll meet you down at the diner just down the road. No problem. So Kurt Russell's wife drives off with this guy Red in this truck, and then Kurt gets his car going and then goes down to the diner to meet his wife. The truck driver has supposedly dropped her off there, right? So he's going to meet his wife there. So he drops into the diner, and when he gets in there, it's like a real shifty, seedy place. Everyone's acting kind of weird. No one really helps him out. He goes in and says, hey, where's my wife? This truck driver was supposed to drop her off, just a few minutes ago. And basically no one really answers him. No one really helps him out. And he kind of gets frustrated and says, is there another diner around here? And the guy's like, this is the only diner. So he's got the right place, and his wife's not there. So, he doesn't really know what's going on. So he jumps in his truck, and he ends up catching up to the truck driver that took his wife originally for the ride. And he catches up to him, stops him on the side of the road, and he's like, hey, where's my wife? You were supposed to drop her off at the diner, where is she? And this truck driver, Red, says like, hey man, I've never seen you before in my life. Who are you? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. And this is when the movie really starts to get going. Kurt Russell's like spacing out. He's like, hey man, what are you doing? Hey man, what is this? Where's my wife? And like a police cop comes along. He's not much help. It's like the whole town is against him. It's like everybody is against Kurt Russell's character. There's something really shifty and seedy going on. And it turns out this guy, Red, played by J.T. Walsh, he's like done this a ton of times, kidnapped heaps of women, so he's like a real weirdo. So anyway, the cop lets the truck driver, J.T. Walsh's character, drive off, no problem, and Kurt Russell's basically standing there, stranded in the desert, and his wife's gone, and he knows this truck driver took her, and he's gone. And the cops just said, hey, go down, file a missing persons report, and that's all you can do. And that's where the movie really takes off, and all the twists and turns, and really awesome, cool stuff, cool action, a lot of suspense in this movie. It all starts to take off, and it's like a real mystery, and it's a really cool movie. It's one of those movies that you can watch over and over. I've watched it a ton of times. It's a really easy movie to watch. Great acting in this movie. If you're a Kurt Russell fan, this is one of his best. You definitely love this movie if you haven't checked it out. A great ending to this movie, how it all turns out. I'm not going to spoil that for you. You have to check out the movie yourself. But it isn't like a big action blockbuster, $1 billion budget or anything like that. It's just good acting, a good story, and you don't always need $1 billion to make a good movie. These smaller films can often be much better, and this is a great movie, and there is also some pretty cool action sequences in there as well, but a lot of suspense, and Kurt Russell, great in it. There's a lot of stuff going on in this movie, a lot of twists and turns, and as I say, a great ending and a really cool flick, And if you haven't checked this one out, Breakdown, you gotta check it out for sure. So there's my review, guys. Thanks heaps for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.